Hello everyone, welcome to the class. I hope all of you can see me. Hi students, can all of you hear me? Hello? Okay, thank you so much. So yes, good afternoon everyone. My name is Arifa Zahir and in today's class we will be discussing the common IELTS speaking topic, fashion. So to begin with, there are lots of speaking topics which are common in the IELTS examination. Uh, we get common speaking topics and we also get abstract speaking topics. The common speaking topics get repeated all the time and you can see them in the IELTS examination coming repeatedly, whereas the abstract speaking topics or the unique speaking topics come once in a while. So that's the difference between the two. Now, to begin with, my Telegram and Instagram handle are exactly the same, IELTS with Arifa. So if you'd like to follow me, you know where to find me. And right here is the referral code that you can use to avail a 10% discount. All right. And let's begin. So a little bit about myself. My name is Arifa Zahir. I'm the founder of British English Trainers. I'm a plus educator on the Unacademy platform. My background includes educational, Masters in English Literature and CELTA from Cambridge University. I have an overall experience of more than a decade in both teaching and training IELTS students and also administering the examination. My students are placed in all parts of the world and at BET, which is my institute and located in the eastern part of the country, we provide training for IELTS, TOEFL, PT, General and Communicative English and also provide assistance in writing the statement of purpose. And hi Rupi, hi Urvashi, hi Uritru, hi M. Ahmed. Yes, currently we are conducting a booster course in writing and speaking, and we are towards the end of the speaking examination, the speaking skills. This is scheduled to take place today. Just a second. Let me change the color of the pen at 2:30 p.m. So if you are a subscriber, you will be easily able to attend this class. In today's class, we will be discussing difficult topics, uh, topics we feel are going to come in the future, and also topics like capitalism, topics like financial disturbance, all these topics which have the potential to come in the part 3 of the IELTS speaking, and also certain writing questions. Now, for the students who are GT students, currently we are running a Writing Task 1 series course. The formal letter is tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. The informal letter tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. and the doubt class where we would be doing semi-formal letters apart from looking into your queries and doubts at um, at 8:30 p.m. the day after on the 29th of June. All right. Now, this is the course that is currently taking place, and I have already completed it. You can watch it and you can, practice your reading after going through it. And yes, why should you take a subscription? The Unacademy subscription provides a lot of benefits. One subscription, unlimited access. It gives you an opportunity to learn from your favorite teacher. You also get an opportunity to interact on a real-time basis with the teacher, ask questions, get your queries resolved, and also ask the examiner to look into your expertise or your efficiency in listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. And depending on that, the examiner is going to guide you. And most importantly, it has limited students. Now, what are the different types of subscriptions? It includes 1 month 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months subscriptions. Each of these subscriptions will give you access for the definite period of time. And if for a further 10% discount, you can use my referral code DE Trainers, where you will be getting a further 10% off. So that's it in regard to the different types of subscriptions, the different courses currently on the Unacademy platform, and most importantly, the referral code. Now, let's see who else is there in the class. Hi, Harsimran. Hi, M. Ahmad. Hi, Ratna. Hi, Shomojit, Devnath. So, okay, so we've got a lot more students in the class now. Let's move ahead. Now, immediately when you look at the pictures, tell me what comes to your mind. So, quickly. You can come up with nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives. So, quickly give me a word each. So when I think of this picture, I can think of style. So what comes to your mind, students? Very good, the Shomojit, group of people. Anyone else? Fashionable attire. Fashionable attire. We would call it attire. Very good. Attire. Group of people. Clothes, fashion, model, stunning. Very good. Stunning look. And so I'll just put fashionable also. And clothes. Of course, clothes. And clothes, another word for attire would be clothes, students, and vice versa. So let's have a look at some of these phrases that can be used in the IELTS speaking examination. Now, it's very important to note that when we talk about phrases, we are specifically talking about words that cannot always be used in IELTS writing, but definitely can be used in speaking. Remember, for the IELTS writing examination, your vocabulary should be more formal, and you should keep in mind that you stay away from idiomatic expressions and phrasal verbs which do not add up to the IELTS writing material. Please be very careful. You can use them in speaking, get very good scores, but you shouldn't be using them in the writing examination. So that's one point. The next thing, you can take a screenshot of the vocabulary. And yes, Ariba, models, fashion, absolutely Urvashi, in vogue. So this would also add up to the idea that whenever we talk about vocab, we are not only talking about synonyms, guys. We are talking about phrases. We are talking about description. We are talking about associated vocabulary. So you need to have an expertise in all these areas in order to show the examiner a good vocabulary range. So take a screenshot of this, because I am going to ask you to do a few questions and I'm going to ask you to use this vocabulary. So these are the types of questions that come in the IELTS speaking part 1 examination. Please note that the part 1 of the IELTS speaking examination would last up to say 3 to 4 minutes, and these are basically interview questions. So the questions that you are going to be asked here are not going to be very detailed, very descriptive questions. You're going to be asked straightforward questions and you'll have to answer them. Like for example, what type of clothes do you like wearing? So let's have a look at the vocabulary. So we've got a lot of words out here. I'll use look sharp. I like to wear clothes which make me look sharp. Mostly, I like to wear suits. I like to wear jeans and t-shirt. And I also like to wear shoes that add on to my personality. So you do not need to say, I also like to wear fancy shoes. Everyone wears shoes. but I meant fancy shoes, very, stylish shoes. So the thing is, 2 to 3 sentences are good enough for IELTS speaking part one. When you come to part three, you'll have to describe it a lot further and make your answers more elaborate, more descriptive. I have done a class yesterday on signposting language. Please note that it is going to be very, very helpful for you if you go through the signposting language series. I plan to do a whole lot of it in the next month so that you can benefit from it. Because remember, signposting language, which is a part of coherence and cohesion in writing and fluency and cohesion in speaking, is one of the most important language skills required in the IELTS writing and speaking examination. Now, a lot more vocabulary out here. If you like, you can take a screenshot. The vocab is right here for you to use. So you've got to be on trend, casual clothes, classic style, designer label, fashionable, fashion house, fashion icon, off the peg. So you've got idiomatic phrases. You've got what is an idiomatic phrase? Idioms generally add, another dimension to whatever you're speaking. They cannot be used in formal writing, but they can definitely be used in speaking, and you would score higher for it, score high marks when you use it. But you have to be very careful to use them effectively. Okay? Now, if you've taken a screenshot, let's move ahead. I hope you can all see and hear me clearly, because I can see there's some network transmission error. Okay, now the part two of the IELTS speaking examination. Let me check in the meanwhile if you can see me clearly or not. Okay, this looks fine to me. Let me just look at the transmission. Yes. Thank you, Ritru, for confirming, because my transmission was completely lost. So thank you very much. In fact, my transmission got completely lost. Thank you, Harsimran, for confirming that. So now we are in the part two of the IELTS speaking test. Now the part two of the IELTS speaking is very unique in the sense that it's not like part one and part three. Part two of the IELTS speaking test requires you to do your prep work for 1 minute and then answer it for 2 minutes. So let's say that you are given definitely only a minute to prepare, and then you've got to speak for minimum maximum 2 minutes. Minimum, guys, please do not go less than 1 minute 30 seconds. It could be very detrimental to you. because also the other reason is you may not be able to answer all parts of the question if you do that. So that in itself also you have to be careful of. Now, the other thing that I would like to mention is generally part 2 of the IELTS speaking test would look like this. Describe your most favorite fashion icon. Who the person is. How do you know that person? What are the things that you like about that person? What will you do if you get a chance to meet this person? So now again, this is a very, very important part of the IELTS speaking examination. And to understand that this particular question has 4 parts to it is very important. You cannot leave any one part of the IELTS speaking test. Remember very, very clearly that all parts of the speaking question have to be answered. All right? Now, let's look at the vocabulary once again. So you've got words like to be on trend, designer label, dress to kill, fashionable, to get dressed up, smart clothes. So you should say who this person is. Thank you for the question, ma'am. We always start with a patent speaking line. Thank you for the given question, ma'am. Uh, According to me, this is a really interesting question. I feel that the most fashionable person, so we are using the word fashionable. I feel the most fashionable person that I know is Maharani Gayatri Devi, a lady who was a top icon of her time. So according to me, she is one of the most fashionable people that I have ever seen. So, of course, it's sad that she has passed away, but she really knew how to dress up, and her style was really classic. She rarely would wear designer labels, but she always dressed to kill. In the sense that she was classic, elegant, but her fashion sense was so amazing that she would make an impact everywhere, not only in the not only while having or giving while having parties, while attending parties, but also in her daily life. So her beauty was timeless, and so was her passion. So this is, yes, Amitabh Bachchan. Shivani, absolutely, I love Komal Pandey too. And yes, elegant style, absolutely. So these were the ways in which you could answer. Use the vocabulary given out there. Now, the other words that you can use is look sharp, a slave of fashion, must have items. So generally, if the examiner asks you, what are the clothes that you feel one should have? According to me, ma'am, the must have items are, a classic white shirt, blue jeans, a beautiful sari, some pearl, a set of pearl, a pearl set, some beautiful bracelets, elegant bracelets, and yes, I think, and one should always have confidence when they are wearing these things, because everything else can be bought, but the confidence with which you wear these clothes can never be bought. So yes, these are the different things, different ways in which you can use. Look at the words, lovely vocabulary out here, guys. Items of accessory, timeless look, exquisite, designer clothes, designer wear, mix and match, on trend. I believe that one should look always on trend in order to make an impact. So that all that and more. These are the different part 3 questions that you can use. So is it time for us to do something now? So I've already shared the vocabulary. Are you all excited to write an answer with me now? So Harsimran has already written something. I'd like to wear clothes depending on my situation. If I go to office, then I have to use formal clothes like pants, shirts. Otherwise, I like to wear comfortable clothes, t-shirt and pajamas. Harsimran, the good thing is your grammar is pretty good. So that will stand you in good state. Exquisite. Exquisite. All right? Now, exquisite. 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 I hope that has helped you with the pronunciation. Guys, give me a quick yes. I'm going to mark and share the question that you will have to write. So this would be will you be, not you will be. All these questions online generally have certain grammatical errors and right there. Okay, the question that you are going to write is this particular question, question number 3. What was the fashion statement for the people in your country in the past? Yes? Now, what you're going to do is you'll use the vocabulary that I just shared. So take a screenshot of this. I hope all of you have taken that. And also this. Now, everyone, write your answer, and I'll check it for you. Please go ahead. Har Simran. Well, in the past, people, Har Simran, it would be people did not know, not doesn't know, because whenever we talk about in the past, we use the word did, the verb did, the helping verb, sorry, didn't know about Western attire. But nowadays, likes to follow, everybody likes to follow Western trends. Mostly, it is seen in the young generations, or it is seen in the youth who are very keen to look sharp. I like the fact that you've used attire, you've used trend, and you've used the word look sharp. Very good, Simran. But unlike the last answer that you wrote, this one does have grammatical errors. So just keep in mind to use the helping verb did whenever you talk about anything in the past. All right, students. Hi, Srijani. We are writing the answer to question number 3. Ratna, in the past in my country, people used to wear their traditional dresses, but they were not aware about their attire. Okay. Clothes, attire, dress would be almost the same thing. About the fashionable attire, Ratna, some models and artists would wear fancy dresses to make themselves look attractive. All right? Okay. Mekla, since time immemorial, outfits have always been taken, not been always, have always been taken, have always been worn, not taken. To pride in one's appearance, no, not that sentence is wrong, Mekla. Since time immemorial, outfits have been worn by people so that it would make them look attractive. One would often take pride in what they would wear. So, if you would want to use the word take to pride, you'll have to say one would often take pride in what they would wear. Although the height of fashion has increased a lot in the 21st century, compared to the past centuries. Again, when you write although, you will have to give another reason. So although is used as a language of contrast, concession. So you have to add another sentence to reinstate that point. Yes, Navjot, I do have a channel on Telegram. It's called IELTS with Arifa. Okay? IELTS WITH ARIFA. Mekla, I hope I've cleared your doubts. Rishu, ma'am, I want to prepare for IELTS. I want to begin from scratch. I want some guidance. Rishu, you can write to me on my Telegram channel. I will guide you accordingly. Okay? Yes, Navjot. Navjot, I've just shared it. Okay? Now, anyone else who wants to submit their answer? Yes, Mekla. But the classic style and the traditional attire worn in the past won most of the hearts of the people then, not ancient people then. Okay? Hi Pachu, welcome to the class. So yes, now guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's class. And let's see. Yes, just a second, everyone. I just want to see if there are any more questions. Any more answers? Yes, Pachu is back. Yes, yes, Mekla, I did see that. So I think the second part was much better than the first part, Mekla. Good try. Srijani, firstly, I would like to say that dressing styles have changed. Since the past has changed would be wrong. Have changed. Either you start with since the past, Srijani. Guys, it's very important to understand that when you do part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, you will have to start with a signposting language where you would have to say, ma'am, according to me, in my opinion, as per my knowledge, what I feel personally is, because it clearly tells you what was the fashion statement for the people in your country in the past. So, according to me, ma'am, earlier in my country, in the past in my country, so you would have to begin that way. The morning and okay, I was still answering Srijani's question. First, I would say that dressing style has changed. Since the past has changed would be wrong. Has changed since the past radically in my country. There have been many transformations since then. But now people have got influenced by Western fashion. Guys, you are digressing from the question. What was the fashion statement for the people in your country in the past? So you also have to mention about how it was there in the past. Okay? No problem, Shomujit. The morning and then get dressed up in iron white dhoti and kurta, and there was so much elegance in that attire. In special occasions, they would wear khadi dhoti and kurta. Written well, Shomujit. Uh, Quite a good attempt. And Harsimran. Okay, I'm going to address Harsimran's request and give an answer to this question. And with that, we are going to end today's class. Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, have you ever attended? I think I would go with how much do overseas fashion trends influence India? Uh, According to me, ma'am, fashion all around the world has a huge influence in different countries. Especially in India, we tend to follow the different fashion trends and styles followed in Europe, in America, and in the United Kingdom. And this tends to percolate down to our country also. It is often seen that in India, generally people do wear an amalgamation of the Western fashion sense and the Indian or the Eastern fashion sense to make themselves look more attractive. So that much would be my answer. And another question that I would want to answer for you is why some people still spend a lot on designer accessories. This is a very valid question, ma'am, and in my opinion, a reason why people spend a lot of money on accessories and designer ones specifically is because they feel that to make an impression on the people around them and to show that they are wearing something which is very exquisite and exclusive, they feel that they should be wearing designer accessories or accessories or you know made by very expensive designers. So in order to create an impact on the people at large and also to show off to others. I hope, Harsimran, that has answered your question. There was a little bit of hesitation, but I hope you've got an idea about how much you need to answer. Don't worry at all. Note one thing that you can speak for as long as the examiner doesn't interrupt you. Part 3 doesn't have a closing point. All right. Thank you so much, guys, and it was lovely to have you as part of my class. If you are interested, you can come to my speaking class at 2:30 p.m. on the Unacademy platform. For that, you need a subscription and use my referral code BE Trainers to get a further discount of 10%. Bye for now.